Welcome back to the National Briefing. I am Kelly Nash, your host. Got a lot to get to and a short time to get to it all. So we'll break in with the big news that Donald Trump announced last night from the podium. Say it, DJT.
They just signed the largest trade deal in history. I think maybe the largest deal in history with Japan.
It's $550 million. And that's obviously a very impressive figure, but some of the more impressive statistics about it or insights on that is it's going to open up something that the U.S. car makers have been begging for years. It's going to give them equal access to the Japanese market. That's huge. On top of it, almost as he was walking off stage, he kind of just threw it in there as almost as an afterthought that we're now partnering with Japan on an 800-mile pipeline through Alaska, and that is going to be for natural gas. And I just love the fact that we're partnering with Japan, especially in the face of China, and Trump is getting it done. And this morning, I see the futures are way up right now on Wall Street. I would imagine it's going to continue to get better and better as Trump announces more and more deals. Now, we've always said, I shouldn't say we've always said, the last 6 months or so, we've been talking about never let the American people forget what the Democrats did when they were in power. Don't let them forget the COVID mandates. Don't let them forget how the Biden administration and the Democrats just threw away not only billions, hundreds of billions, and actually trillions of dollars on stupid DEI incentives that actually ended up hurting the country. The Inflation Reduction Act, all of this chaos that they've brought to us. Never let them. But here's the beautiful thing. The Democrats aren't going to force you to remember anything because they're going to continue their insane policies. Let me go to Reuters. Reuters writes, more than 20 Democrat attorney generals have sued to block the Trump administration, and specifically the policy that bars migrants living in the United States illegally from accessing federally funded programs for low-income families that provide early childhood education, food, and health care. Now, I thought, well, let me just take you back to 2009 when Barack Hussein was at a joint session of Congress talking about how Obamacare was not going to be for illegals.
The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true.
Joe Wilson, South Carolina congressman, calling him out, and Barack, it's not true. It's not true. It is true. It's always been true. And, this is a massive multi-year, actually now we're getting into the multi-decade gaslighting of the American people. We are going broke because we're paying for illegals' food, health care, childhood education. We're paying for all of it, and we're going bankrupt. Ask California, who's just doing it at the state level. Gavin Newsom, if he was going to be honest with you, would tell you, yes, we're going broke because of that. We are broke because of that. Donald Trump says no more. We're not going to do this, and he's shut it off, and now the attorneys general, and again, this is not just one or two. This is everyone, every state that has a Democrat-elected attorney general. I think there's 22 in total, but it's New York, it's Illinois, it's California. The list goes on and on. They are all suing to make sure that their beloved illegal aliens can continue to bankrupt this country. Now, that story dovetails perfectly with one of those attorney generals, Big Tish. Big Tish James from New York was going into what she thought was going to be a very friendly sit-down on CNN. Brianna Keilar, is that how you say her name? The host there, asks her about the shooting that happened of a border agent in one of the New York City parks. But more importantly, the person who shot the border agent, along with his cohort, they ride up on mopeds. Both have multiple warrants. Both have been arrested multiple times, and both already had final deportation orders against them when they were arrested in New York and ICE was not contacted. She asks Big Tish about that.
Individuals, obviously, who have criminal convictions, obviously, it is the policy of the great state of New York to cooperate with ICE agents.
In the case of cities taking a step and states taking a step, is this an example where there could be that coordination? At
the outset, I indicated to you that, in fact, New York State and other democratic states cooperate with ICE when it comes to criminal convictions. But when it comes to innocent individuals who serve as your nanny, who clean your home, individuals who are our neighbors, individuals who unfortunately are just trying to make ends meet.
Both of these individuals had multiple arrests after deportation orders. Why are those not opportunities?
And that is why in the state of New York, when it comes to individuals, as you indicated, individuals with criminal convictions, then we cooperate with ICE.
Oh my gosh. First off, I just love that. I had to laugh at the mental picture she was trying to paint for me. That those two people, that if you've seen their mugshots, they are straight thugs. And even if you haven't seen their mugshots, if you just read about some of their arrest records, stabbing a pregnant woman, kidnapping. I mean, the list goes on and on. That these people were here to be my nannies. I love it, Tish. They're just here to help me raise my family, to do my lawn care. That's what they're here for. But then Brianna does not let it go. And if you could see the look, and Tish, her eyes are just, Brianna, I don't know you. I've never met you. But I would get my attorneys on the line, because I would imagine some sort of indictments are going to be coming your way from Big Tish, because you got to walk the line here. When she says, by the way, this is a gaslighting attempt, another gaslighting attempt by the Democrats. What her hang-up is on the word convictions. So you're arrested in the act of raping somebody. I have not yet convicted you. In the state of New York, under the guidance of Big Tish and all the liberals who've been running that state for a while, and the cities, you get what's called no cash bail. You just get to walk out the door. Even though the cops caught you in the act of stabbing somebody, of robbing somebody, or whatever, you just walk out the door. Now, they've already got the final deportation orders, meaning that the federal government has decided, and in these instances, it was decided under the Biden administration, they cannot be in this country. You know that, and yet you hide them from ICE and you put them back on the streets. They get arrested again. The same pattern repeat. That happened 3 times in New York State because they weren't convicted yet. They're not going to go to trial for years on this. They could rape and pillage literally an entire, borough before they're convicted. And Big Tish is going to hang on that one. We don't have to remember, because they're going to just keep flaunting it in your face that they hate America.